Hello, this is Michaela or Studious Octopus, and I'm here today doing the April 2018 UK GlossyBox unboxing. This is supposed to be the nostalgia edit. I don't know if it's a limited edition box, but I know they've sort of themed the contents of sort of decades past and looks past. So here's my box here. I'll just open it up. And there it is there, and yeah, it is just a regular pink box, so it's just the contents that are themed, I guess. Glossy box. There's my card on the top, which I'll slide out. Yeah, I'm just noticing that it looks like they've gone back to the old style of card, where they're not telling everyone all the things they don't have. I didn't think that was a good idea, admittedly. Right, open it up. Open it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, I have 5 items. That is my contents there. Mostly black packaging, apart from the very bright yellow comics. But I'll get to the card, I'll read the newsletter, and then we'll go through each item one at a time. Glossies, let us take you back. This month is dedicated to all things nostalgia. For the whole of April, we'll be taking inspiration from generations past, bringing you a fresh twist on old classics. From Bridget Bardot's signature cat eye in the 50s, 70s inspired colourful body products to 90s bold lips, we're paying homage to our favourite beauty styles of the past. And the 80s, you ask? Well, some things were only acceptable in the 80s. Your GlossyBox team. So first up is this item here. This is Karl Lagerfeld, if that's how you say it, hopefully, with Model Co. And this is a baked blush in the shade Little Beige. From the bold and daring blush of the 80s to the natural look we're sporting now, we've come a long way, thank goodness. Say hello to this incredible baked blush that brightens and highlights every complexion to create a catwalk-inspired glow. The luxurious pressed powder and microized colour pigments deliver a sheer, natural radiance that lasts all day. So this says its RRP is a GlossyBox early exclusive, launch date yet to be released, but I will probably find out if there are some Model Co blushes of a similar size and just list the price of that. I think that would be fair. They are considering this full size at 3.5 grams. Sweep onto the high points of your face, cheekbones, brow bones, and eyelids. So yes, this sounds like it's a combination sort of blush highlighter, which I think is actually quite a modern trend, but they're sort of going, and this is blush is important for periods past. But fair enough. So there it is there. I actually quite like the packaging. It's very fuss-free, but very standout. It's nice. And there is the baked highlighting blush there in, yes, as it says, rose beige baked blush. And there it is there. And yes, it's a very, very, very pinky highlighter. On some people this is going to be more of a highlighter, and on others this will very much be a sort of a nice highlighting blush. But that probably makes it more usable for more people. It actually looks really pretty. I actually really like that. Next up I have a Carmex product, which we've had before. Actually, we've had Model Co before, but there we go. I think the last one I really remember was we had a Model Co brow gel, which are actually fantastic. They're a nice brand. Anyway, next up is the Carmex Strawberry Lip Balm. This is a full size of 10 grams. Strawberry lip balm. Carmex have been protecting, prepping, and perfecting lips since the 80s. Bursting with strawberry flavour, this classic lip balm protects and moisturizes your lips, keeping them lusciously smooth for any occasion. A real multitasker, you can also use it as a primer for lipstick stain powder or as a gloss over your favourite colours. Containing SPF 15, your lips will be protected all year round. This has an RRP of $2.79. It's just a Carmex lip balm. We've had Carmex lip balms before, I think, from GlossyBox. I remember getting the sort of just the regular tub one. They're nice enough. It's a super affordable brand. Yes, it's very iconic. I think they're sort of yellow and red packaging has been their packaging they've had for quite a while. It'll be nice to have a lip balm, I guess. It's a little uninspired. It always does feel a little uninspired to have a lip balm. It's still a nice thing to have with SPF for this time of year. I suppose if you have any old lip balms from last year, maybe it would be time to get rid of them, because while the lip balm itself I always assume is fine, I do know that SPF degrades quite quickly over time. You're not really supposed to use last year's SPF and expect it to be just as sun protecting. So yeah, maybe that's a way to think of it. I'll open it up, why not? And there it is there. And there. It has this quite fat head. I'm assuming maybe to apply it if you like to apply products like that. I don't particularly, and it's just a clear Vaseline type product there. And it does have a very distinct smell. I'm not sure it's pleasant. It's strawberry, but it has an odd, like, after smell in it there as well. That's a bit strange. And there we go, I've popped it on there. And yeah, it adds a little bit of the sheen over whatever you're wearing on your lips. But I can still feel that it has that feel that Carmex lip balms tend to have for me. And I think for some other people, which is that they almost feel a little tingly, but not really. And it's a little bit of a cooling sensation, but only a tiny, tiny bit. So there we go, that's the Carmex Strawberry Lip Balm. Next up is the Effect Cosmetics, which I think is this is the thing we had our second sneak peek for. This is the Matte Effect Transparent Loose Rice Powder. Move over banana powder, there's a new celebrity on the scene. Introducing rice powder, a combination of mica and rice starch which gives a perfect matte finish. This is one of our makeup bag must-haves as it's the perfect makeup setter, instantly absorbing oils, setting foundation and lipstick without the cakey look. It has a top tip of press the powder onto your skin while your foundation is still wet with a flat-shaped brush or powder puff. This is full size, which is 10 grams. It looks like a quite standard, bigger, loose powder sort of size. That's a good size, and its RRP is £9.35. So I wouldn't even particularly say very expensive either. And it has a very white finish there. But I would expect that, given that it says it's rice powder. It did come sealed there, so I've just unsealed it. And it has very straightforward nondescript packaging as well. Clear plastic bottom with the black shiny lid. Open it up. There it is there, and it's also sealed inside. I was just very confused there where the powder wasn't coming out. So this has the standard big open loose tub there, and then instead of just the regular portion with the holes on top, it has a second chamber underneath that, and this is also sealed, which is why it wasn't coming out. So I'm also going to unseal that. That's that one there, and then that fits on place on top, and then this also places on top there, and I should now be able to actually get some of this powder out. And yeah, there it is there. It's a quite white, very, very fine feeling loose powder. I don't feel like it particularly has a smell, which I would expect, I think. Same as while the sort of locking ring in there, you can twist it and no more powder comes out. I do feel like it's a little bit of a shame that this is just a pop-on, pull-off lid. That doesn't feel tremendously secure. I feel like that would just come open if you did want to travel with this, which is a shame. There we go, packaging problems aside, this is a very fine, very interesting powder. I think people with darker skin tone may be a little concerned that it might give them a white cast, but I don't know. I don't know how much the white really comes through when you powder with it, or if you can't really see that very much, but there we go. That is the Matte Effect Transparent Loose Rice Powder, RRP of £9.35, and this is the full size. Next is the other thing we got the sneak peek for. This was on March's card, and this is the Ico London Fat Liquid Eyeliner. Remember the big bold lines that Brigitte Bardot rocked in the 50s, Twiggy in the 60s, and Kate in the 90s? The It Girls over the decades have shown us that a heavy liner never goes out of fashion. Recreate all of the looks with this smudge-proof fat liquid eyeliner. Tag #GlossyBoxUK to share your winged beauties with us. This is full size with a weight of 3.5 grams. It has an RRP of £16. You just pop open the top, and there you can see that it's a very fat style liner pen. Let's have a go. Well, there it is there, and yes, it's a very, very, very black. It does look like it stays wet for quite a while, that I can see there. Yeah, when you put it on thick, it's wet for a little bit, so maybe you take care with that. Because the tip isn't super, super soft, it does look like you could use this to make fine lines and thick lines, but obviously if you're going to buy something with such a fat tip. You're probably doing it because you want the thick lines, but there we go. That's a big fat tipped liner. I don't have anything like this, admittedly, but I guess I do now. I don't know if part of the reason I don't really go for this sort of thing, admittedly, is that fat eyeliner is something that I don't particularly find I do because I have slightly hooded eyes. If you do liner over a certain thickness, it kind of makes your eyes look a bit funny and you kind of lose any look on your eye. But I will give it a go. As a slightly hooded eye girl, I will try it out. We'll see. And then the last product here that I have, so this is the Model Launcher Safari Bronzer. Bring on the 90s with this leopard print bronzer. The talc-free mineral enriched formula looks as good on skin as it does in the compact. Created to be versatile for every complexion, it has a long-lasting waterproof formula allowing you to keep on glowing all day and all night long. Sweep it on where the sun would naturally hit cheekbones, the bridge of the nose, then over the forehead and chin. So a full-size 10 grams RRP of £20. So yeah, that's a little disappointing. We have had this before. They've made the same mistake again in the description, saying it's a talc-free mineral enriched formula, which I didn't realise the first time I got this, but one of the lovely people that I do occasionally get commenting pointed out it's still the same thing. That on the ingredients here, if I can make that focus, you can see there it says ingredients, mica, talc. So having the card again say talc-free is a bit like making the same mistake twice is dumb. If they're gonna go, yeah, but it's not actually containing talc, it's a misprint on the packaging. If they do that, obviously that means this is the same misprinted original packaging, which means, is this still just the same stuff we got last time, but they've kept a hold of some of it and given it away to people, which I think is kind of thinking is the case with all these repeats we're getting. I didn't like this the first time. They keep trying to say it's a universal bronzer. It isn't. It's kind of a mid-tone-ish range bronzer. I didn't find it was very useful for pale people, and I'm not the most pale person in the world. I'm just on the pale side. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing that it's a repeat product. It's a mislabeled product or a misdescribed product. It's going to be one or the other. It's not universal. I wish they would stop with the whole things can be universal that are for the face specifically. They did it with banana powder and they did it with something else. And I don't particularly think it's fair to say that sort of products that are all over face products are universal. I don't think that's generally ever true. But yeah, there we go. So I'm probably going to basically discount this from the value of my box. I don't like getting repeat products. No one likes getting repeat products. The box isn't worth as much. I'm not as happy. But there we go. That was my box there. Other than actually the Model Launcher repeat bronzer that I don't like, I would actually say on the face of the box I quite like it. I'm going to go away and find out sort of prices for things that I can find, confirm this, that and the other. I think the main thing to look at is this Model Co highlighting blush. But I think the only thing I would say right away is, again, it's a lot of makeup products when I would like at least one skincare item. I do think the boxes are always best if there's a mix of types of items. But there we go. Hello, and I'm back. So it took a little while to investigate the Model Co blush situation. They don't really seem to reliably have the weights on their website, which I really dislike. Especially since I'm pretty sure you're supposed to, or maybe it's a we're supposed to in the UK, but if they don't have to in their country. Anyway, so on the Model Co website, they do have a couple of blushes. They have some full-size blushes and some mini blushes. From what I've seen online from Google image searches, full-size blushes are about 8 grams and mini blushes are more like this size. They're about 3.5 grams. So they're sold on the website for about £9 and the full-size ones are £20. So I'm going to say this is £9. It's a similar enough size. It looks pretty similar. They didn't give a price. I'm still going to give it a price. I don't think that's unfair. So we're going to say this is £9. Everything else seems to check out. And then there is the bronzer. I am going to include it and not include it. I'm going to list the two prices. If you don't have this, yes, it's a £20 bronzer. I suspect it's old for one, but a lot of people will have this already. So the total box value, including the bronzer, if it's not a repeat item for you and you're not bothered that it potentially might be old makeup, that's total box value of £57.14. But the Model Launcher bronzer being worth £20, that's not worth it for me because I have it and I didn't like it and it might be old. It probably is old. So for me, the total box value this month is £37.14, which is still really good. I'll be interested to try the rice powder. I'll definitely use the highlighter. The eyeliner might be interesting. And I'll use the Carmex lip balm. It's just a little uninspired, a little boring to get a lip balm. So there we go. That was my April 2018 glossy box. It was the nostalgia edit. It didn't have a limited edition box, which I think is a terrible shame, but there we go. And then I do have a May sneak peek here. This is I'll just show you first. There we go. So May sneak peek. This fabulous vegan and cruelty-free duo of shampoo and conditioner will transform your hair. Containing no nasty sulfates or parabens, the Swedish professional hair care brand Maria Nila has been on our watch list for an age. Hurry up, May. I think we've had Maria Nila before, that sounds familiar. But there we go, it's a sneak peek for a shampoo and conditioner duo. Chances are it will be trial size whenever they've done those like shampoo and conditioners. They've pretty much always been trial size, so we can expect that. But it's an interesting different item after a couple of boxes that have all been makeup solid for me pretty much, and I would like some variation. So there we go. That was my box. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and I will see you again next time. Hello, this is Michaela, or Studious Octopus, and I'm here today doing the GlossyBox catch-up for March 2018, the UK edition. This is...
Ohio, I'm Peter.
And I'm Michaela.
And this is Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 2. But the opening tune's so groovy, we're just going to let it play.